Yo, what's good with you? On today's video, I got the part 2 kind of slash updated version of the character selector video I made a while ago, which is showing you how to make the character selector from the strongest battlegrounds. I rewrote the whole scripts and stuff like that, so this way should be more efficient, as well as this actually includes animations like an actual attack. Now, I didn't actually script damage, but I did script animations to play, so it'll make more sense when I show you guys and stuff. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you guys how to make the scripts. I already have the UI and other stuff made because I didn't feel like having to redo it, because I honestly felt like I would just mess something up. Because with the UI, I needed to get it positioned exactly right here. So you want to insert a screen GUI into starter GUI, right? You could type screen GUI if you don't see it. Then name it character selector GUI, right? And make sure you disable reset on spawn. Then open the GUI, you want to insert a button, right? The only properties I need you guys to really copy for real is the position. So if you want to get it right next to the chat, like, let me show you guys real quick. So if you want yours to look like this, just like the song is, oh, I'm locked in first person. But hold on, let me get out of first person. Let me out of first person real quick. Classic, okay. And let me open up the output. Okay, there we go. Right, if you guys want yours like this, then just literally just follow what I'm doing. Okay, so for your button, this is the position you want it at. This is the background color, 0.3 transparency. This is the sizing. And then yeah, this is the text. If you want yours to just look just like mine and stuff, I just have to replicate it as best as possible from the strongest battleground. Then name your button drop down button. Then I put a UI corner, but this is optional. Then I put my drop down frame, which is the actual character buttons inside, right? I have a UI enabled variable inside. So literally you just want to insert a Boolean. So bool value, just insert that and name it UI enabled. And by default, make sure it is not checked. Make sure it's false. Then I had a UI grid layout, so it's automatically organized. And then I had, my character buttons. I just named them character, the number, button, then the UI corner. And then that's it for the GUI portion. For replicated, like in replicated storage, I have my character folders. So this holds all the characters and their abilities. So each character has the tools inside. You guys can have 3 abilities, 4 abilities, 5, 1 ability. It doesn't matter. For the sake of the video, I only made 2. I only made 2 for each character, but you guys can add as much as you want, right? So obviously for these, they're just placeholders. The only one that has actual abilities that work is of course character 1, right? Hence the name. So you want to have your tool. Now inside of the tool, right, you want to have the sound and animation. This is the animation you want to play whenever someone uses this ability, and then of course this is the sound that you want when they use the ability. So you would just literally you just click the plus icon, insert a sound, then just put your ID here. And then for animation, insert the animation, put your ID, and then boom, that's all you gotta do, right? And then you just have like a character folder like this. You would have one main folder that holds all the characters, then have each character folder that's like a subfolder, then have the tools inside. And just a reminder, these are tools, right? And then you would put this in replicated storage. Then of course you're gonna need your character handler event, your remote event. Now we can get into the scripting portion of the video. So let's head on over to, let's say, I guess the drop down button. Yeah, I want to see the drop down button. We can go ahead and insert a local script, right? Because we're going to have a local and a server script. So let's insert a local script, and then let's name it character selector. Let's do character selector, and in parentheses we're going to do local, right? Delete print hello world as always. First things first, we're going to get the remote event. So let's do local character handler event is equal to game dot replicated storage wait for child character handler event. Then let's get the user input service. Let's do local UIS is equal to game get service user input service. Then let's get the tween service. Local TS is equal to game get service tween service. Now we just need 3 more variables. We're going to make a variable for our current class. We're going to make a string value. So let's do local current class is equal, and then you can just put quotation marks here. So we're gonna keep track of what class the player currently has selected. Then we're gonna get, of course, the local player. So let's do local player is equal to game.players.local player. Then for the last variable, we are going to get the characters, as in the characters folder. So let's do local characters. Make sure you do characters like plural with an S, not character. Is equal to game, replicated storage, wait for child, and then characters, right? And just like that, those are all the variables we need for this part. We can get into the actual functions now. All right, so let's go ahead and, as I mentioned when we create the script, make sure you put it inside the button, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function for when you click the button. So we're going to do script.parent.mouse button one click connect function, close parentheses, enter. Then I'm going to do if script.parent.dropdown frame, because remember that's what I named the frame, UI enable value is equal to false. And of course, we're going to set the value. You guys can just really copy and paste this, right? Then just delete an equal sign, and then we're going to set the value to the opposite, so true. Then we're going to go to the next line, and we're going to get all of the buttons. So let's do for I comma v in pairs script.parent.dropdown frame. Then we're going to do get children, do if v is a text button, right? Then we're going to create a tween, so local tween is equal to ts v8, then put a v for the instance, then tween info new, we're going to say 1 second, and enum.easing style, we're going to go with linear as always. You guys can change the easing style, the durate, like the time, as well as the well, what's the other thing, the easing direction. You can change that to whatever you want. Then of course we're going to get easing direction, so easing direction is out. Then we're going to set the properties, so comma, then for, oh sorry, not comma here, comma right here. Then we're going to get we're going to make a properties table so we can set the properties. Let's do text transparency. Make sure you spell this right because this will not autofill. Text transparency, we're going to set that equal to 0, comma, then background transparency is equal to 0, right? And then we're just going to do the opposite for the other one when we get there. Then you can press enter, and then you can say tween play, and boom, just like that. We are done with the if statement. You guys can click the arrow right here and press enter, then do else if. We're going to do the opposite. So else if script.parent.dropdownframe.ui enable.value is equal to true. Then of course we're going to literally do the opposite. You guys can honestly just copy and paste this, and then we're just going to change a couple of things. Of course, we're going to set this to false, and then we are going to change text transparency and background transparency to 1 rather than 0. So 1, and then you guys could also change this to in. I prefer out, but you guys could change this to in since it's kind of going in. Oh, wrong thing. Script.parent wrong thing. There's a dot UI enabled value. Oh, my fault. My bad. But yeah, so just like that, we are done with that function. Now on to the next one, right? We're gonna do a for I v in pairs loop. So just come down here and press enter like twice. Then you're gonna do for I comma v in pairs script.parent.dropdown frame get children, do if v is a text button, similar to what we did already. Text button, then oh, did I mean to do that? If enter, then v dot mouse button one click, connect function, close parentheses, enter, right? Then we're gonna do another for I v in pairs loop. So this time for I2 v2 in pairs characters get children, right? Then enter. Then we're gonna do if v2 dot name is equal. Oh, sorry. If v2 dot, make sure you do quotation marks. If v2 button is equal to v dot name, then current class is equal to v2 dot name. This is pretty much making it so we're changing the class to match whatever the we're changing the current class string value to match whatever name the player just chose for their desired class or whatever. because character 1, character 2, character 3, right? And then next we're going to set the UI enabled value to false. So script dot parent dot drop down frame dot UI enable dot value is equal to false. Then we're going to fire their mode event, so character handler event, fire server, and we're going to say class selector as a string because we're going to have multiple events that rely on their mode event. So we're going to need to differentiate between the two. Then we're going to send over the current class. And then that's it for the mode event. Then we're going to use a for IV in pairs loop to do the tween. But the great news is we can just copy and paste what we already had. You guys can just click the arrow, then copy and paste this portion right here, and just come right here. Remember, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, or you guys could just use the tools up here. And then boom. And then just like that, we are done with that function. It's another one down. I promise y'all the server script will have like 2 functions. It'll be way easier. So yeah. Then we are going to create a table, a skills list table. This table is going to house all of the skills. If you guys set up the characters folders correctly, this is pretty much a way to automate the process. So you guys can add as much characters as you want, and this table is going to automatically add in all the skills that each character has. So let's do local skill list is equal to special brackets, right? Then we use a for IV in pairs loop again. So for I comma v in pairs characters get children do local skills is equal to v get children. Then I'll go right here, press enter. Then you do table dot insert skills list, and then skills regular bracket 1 dot name. Okay, so I want to clarify something, right? I'm going to paste this, right? I'm going to paste this, and then I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put 2, right? I'm going to clarify something. So I only need to do this 2 times because I only have 2 skills, right? I only have 2 abilities for each character. Say you have 3, then you would need to do this. You would need to paste this, right? And then you would change this to its value to 3. That simple, right? That's all you would need to do to add another one. If you only have 1, just delete this. That's all you gotta do. Delete this and leave 1. That's all you gotta do. It is that simple, right? And just like that, we are almost done. We have 1 more function left to go. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. Just go on the outside, enter. Now we're gonna use the user input service. So let's do uis.input begin, connect function in parentheses, put input, then enter. Do if input user input type is equal to enum user input type keyboard. Then if input keycode is equal to enum keycode 1, right? Okay, so again, I'm gonna clarify something, right? I only need to do this, enum keycode 1 or input keycode is equal to enum keycode 2. I only need to do this because once again, I only have 2 abilities. If you guys have 4 or 3, you would need to do or if input.user input, input.keycode is equal to enum.keycode.3 and so forth. You would need to do this for each ability you have, right? However many abilities you have. Since I only have 2, I only need to do if keycode is equal to 1 or 2. That's all I need to do, right? Then going on to the next line, after pressing enter, then I'm gonna get the character. So do local character is equal to game.workspace find first child player.name, right? Then I'm gonna use a for IV in pairs loop. I know we've used about probably 5 of them so far. And then I'm gonna do for IV in pairs. Make sure, be very careful here. Make sure you do character, not characters, character, right? Get children, do if table.find skill list v.name, enter. Then we're going to fire their mode event. And then we're firing fire server, of course. And then we're going to fire the skill part of the event. So in quotation marks, skill. Then we're going to send over the current class. Then we're going to send over the name of the ability, right? Now this is to ensure that we are like that the right ability is being used. That's why we created a skills list, so we know we can differentiate between which ability is being used, so we know what animation to play, what sound to play, and stuff. But I have great news for you guys. We are done on the client side. We're done with the local script. You guys can close it out, and we can head on over to the server side. So let's head on over to server script service and insert a server script. You guys can name it the same thing. I'm gonna just copy and paste it and change it to server. So server, delete per hello world. As always, we only have to make 3 variables. So let's do local character handler event is equal to game that replicated storage, wait for child, character handler event. Then we need to get the sound service, local ss is equal to game, get service, sound service. Then we need to get the characters just like on the local script. So local characters is equal to game that replicated storage, wait for child, characters, right? That's simple. Then we're did not mean to do that. Then we're going to create a local function that we are going to reference later on. So we're going to do local function animation player. You guys definitely will recognize this if you've seen my other recent videos. Then we're going to do character. So we're going to send over the character, the animation, and the sound, right? And then we're going to set up the animation track. So local animation track is equal to character dot humanoid colon load animation. Make sure you guys are doing this correctly, as this will not autofill. Load animation, then of course we're going to load the animation, then we're going to play said animation, then of course we're going to play the sound as well. So sound play, right? That's simple, and we have finished that function. Now for the main function that handles all the stuff on the server side, and this is the last function we have to do, and we can test and we're done. All right, so character handler event dot on server event connect function PLR, which is short for the player, then event type, then class name and skill name, then enter. We're gonna get the player's character. Character is equal to player dot character, right? Then we're gonna do if event type is equal to class selector, enter, right? We're going to then first make sure that the player is at full health, because we don't want them trying to switch classes if they're low health or about to die or something, because then you could just abuse it. So if character dot humanoid health is equal to character dot humanoid dot max health, right? Then player load character, we're gonna reload the character, and then or read the character. Then we're gonna use a for IV in pairs loop. So for IV in pairs here, make sure you do characters, not character. Get children to if v dot name is equal to class name, then local skills is equal to v get children, and then go right here. And then we're gonna use a for I loop. For I is equal to 1, 2, 1, enter, do skills regular bracket I dot parent is equal to player dot backpack. This is very similar to what I already did on the local script. Now once again I'm going to clarify something. I only have 2 abilities, hence why the number here is 2. If you have 3 abilities, change this to 3. If you have 4, change it to 4. Only this middle value. You only need to change this middle value, because 1 is the starting value, and then this 1 is what it increases by. So it'll go in order: 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So this will clone over all the skills and put it over into the player's backpack, because remember that these are tools, and that's how we'll trigger the abilities. And just like that, we are done with that if statement. Now we just need to handle playing the actual skill, so triggering the animation player function. So let's click the arrow right here, press enter, do else if event type is equal to skill, enter, right? Then we're gonna use a for IV in pairs loop. So for IV in pairs, once again, characters get children, then we're gonna do enter if v dot name is equal to last name, then if v find first child skill name, then we're gonna get the local animation. So local animation is equal to v find first child skill name dot animation. Then local sound, we're gonna do the same thing, is equal to v find first child skill name and then dot sound. Then we're gonna trigger the animation player function. So animation player, and of course send over the character. Make sure you do character, not characters. Then send over the animation, then the sound. And boom, we are finally done. All right, let's go ahead and test it. Click play. First and foremost, let's look at how beautiful this looks. It looks just like the other two. If I click it, and you guys can see it's animated. I click character one, boom, it fades back out. I have the abilities. Oh, they're not playing for some reason. That is weird. Wonder why they're not playing. That is weird. I wonder. Let me see. It's weird why they're not playing. Let me check. Let me check to see. Okay, so skill. Okay, so it is. Okay, so class selector is working. It's working just fine. So that means the problem must be with this. If you don't name class name, first child skill name, animation, skill name, animation, sound. That's weird. Okay. There's no problem, guys. We can figure this out. It was literally just working right before I tested, but this is what I try to get for trying to remember the script off the top of my head. Okay, let me see. Okay, so it's not matching them the names. Okay. Okay, is it even firing the remote event is the question. You guys can skip to a later part in the video because I'll have this figured out. I'll obviously figure this out. So let me see. Okay. Okay, so it's firing on the remote. It's firing to the server. Okay, that means the problem lies here. Okay, so characters get children to if the dot name. Interesting. Characters get children. Okay. Print v dot v and do v and class name. Okay. Oh, actually, yes, this is perfect. I can identify what is wrong. This is how you guys will go about solving any issues. Just print debug. It's the best thing ever. So character one, character v class name. So v dot name. So v. I don't understand. V dot name. Oh wait. Oh shit. Wait. I just realized. V dot. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. Oh my fault, guys. My fault. My fault. I forgot. I meant to clone these. Okay. So clone dot parent. There we go. There's the issue. Okay, so just clone then dot parent. That was the problem. It was because I was accidentally moving them over rather than cloning them. That's why. There we go. As you guys can see now, it works. Okay. Slam. There we go. Uppercut. Slam. Plays the animations, and you guys should be able to hear the sounds. And yeah. So that's how you make a Skillset selector from the strongest Battlegrounds. I know you guys been eager for the video. Sorry for the wait. Thank you guys for all the love and support you guys been showing me. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want access to the model and any of my other scripts, you can become a channel member by pressing the join button next to the subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next video.